Guess what? If you're hitting the wall, then it's time to start taking a different perspective on your life. If you keep hitting a wall, you need to realize that, yes, you have more control over your situations than you think. I know what it is to hit a wall. I'm out here, Colorado, first camping trip of the year, camping right here next to this beautiful river, the Arkansas River. Got in some hot water and some cold water last night. Got all the beautiful Colorado Rockies here. And I've been getting a lot of people asking about addiction. And yet here I am, 13 years of sobriety. But that doesn't mean that I'm completely free of addictions. Uh-oh. Wow, this guy's sober, but he's not free of addictions? No. I'm still working through things that I run to help soothe the uncomfortable emotional states of being that my body goes through on a regular basis. This is a part of the human experience, and that's why it is so important to wake up every single day with intention to be the best version of yourself, to really feed your mind positive affirmations, get inside your body through some breath work, through spending time out in nature, maybe even just doing some sun gazing, eating healthy matters. It's like there's really no days off from doing what I am suggesting, how I am living. But that doesn't mean that there aren't times where I have a moment of weakness, or it's not really even a moment of weakness, it's really a moment of a negative emotion. For me, I know usually the thing that pops up for me the most is feeling alone. It's in feeling alone that I oftentimes feel a lot of regret. I feel a lot of guilt. I feel a lot of shame, because throughout my life experience, throughout my healing journey, man, I pushed a lot of people away. I caused a lot of pain. I've caused my own seasons and moments of isolation. Because of what? Because I wasn't able to manage my emotions, because I wasn't able to sit there and really understand the fullness of what was going on. And it's a sad thing. And I do carry around a lot of regret, guilt, shame. However, I've healed most of that. And you can do the same. Right? If you're someone that has made a lot of mistakes in life, and in those mistakes, you've hurt a lot of people, you've hurt other people, and you've had relationships that you cared a lot about expire as a result of your experience, then just know that you're not alone. You could always reach out to me if you need some support, but that it's an everyday journey. And the one thing that doesn't help is you beating yourself up, is you continuing to not take care of yourself as a means of needing to kind of justify to yourself that you're a piece of shit, and you're never gonna amount to anything, or You just carry around all that guilt that you wish things could be different. Well, here's the thing. Yes, things can be different, but they need to be different now. That's a key point here is if you're carrying around a lot of regret and you can see it with clear eyes, you keep on replaying these situations that you wish could be different. Well, guess what? They can be different, but it needs to be different now moving forward. So you have to be able to reconcile that stuff in the past and then realize that the more that you really start working on yourself, investing in yourself, what version of yourself, your mental health, your emotional health, feel in your feelings, not fucking your feelings. You got to feel the feelings. You got to really sit in those feelings, those emotions, and understand that, there's got to be a place of acceptance with those past mistakes, with those situations where you fucked up. Hopefully you've written some of those wrongs, but in my own personal experience, righting the wrongs doesn't mean the person comes back, doesn't mean the relationship gets restored. It means that you got to learn from that mistake and that there are consequences to the times that we mess up. And that's probably one of the hardest things, I think, for most people to really wrap their heads around is saying, fuck. I know I've beat myself up. I beat myself up so much about the times where I screwed up and I wanted things to be better. And it does suck because I can see the version I am now. And and when I say often, I'm being honest. I mean, I often go back in time and say, fuck, I wish this version could have been back there, because then I wouldn't have fucked up and I wouldn't have pushed that person away. And then, we would have had we could have had an incredible relationship. And yet, that's just not how it was supposed to play itself out. And so, finding the peace in that is so, so, so important. And it's real. What it really takes to be successful with this is for you to truly be present. It's to be the here and the now. If you continue to live in yesteryear, like I just described, that shit'll eat you up, man, and it'll eat you up, it'll chew you up, and it'll spit you the fuck out. And guess what? You're gonna be stuck in a state of grief, of loss, wishing, wanting, and waiting for something to happen. And it's like, you gotta find the strength to let go and to move on. Can you do that? Can you find the strength to let go and move on? And a lot of people find that damn near impossible, because sometimes we lose things that it's not even, it's losing a person because of death. And we grieve for the rest of our life, wishing that it could be different, wishing they could be back, and we stop living. And yet there's also the version that's me, where it's like, I know that I was not emotionally mature enough. And that takes a lot of admission. Are you emotionally mature? Do you really have a grounded sense of your emotions that you can truly show up for yourself and show up for others in any situation? Or are there some things that when they happen, you start playing out your survival mode, and when you do, all hell could break loose? That, or even if you're someone that doesn't have all hell break loose, you're someone that is so closed off and shut down that emotionally you're just unavailable, right? You're not even able to really cultivate and foster that emotional connection that so many people desire, especially if you're a man hearing this. Women desire that emotional connection. And a lot of guys just don't get it. They don't quite understand what that is all about. And throughout my healing journey, I've absolutely learned what that's about. And I'm still improving, becoming a better version of myself. And that's the 1% better every single day mantra, the way of life. It's not about perfection. It's about excellence. And excellence is saying every single day, no days off, can you be a little better than the version of who you were yesterday? Not about some other person and who they are. It's just you. It's looking in the mirror and saying, man, yesterday, I was kind of weak and I fucking overate, or, I had a relapse with this thing or that thing. And it's like, all right, well, get the fuck back on, right? Get back on it. Get back on that mission. For some reason, I feel that somebody right now, this message is showing up for you, that it's time for you to get the fuck back on the mission and start putting in the work. Stop making the excuses. And, it's getting locked in for the long haul. You got to stay locked in on this journey. There's no exit routes. And even if you do take the exit, it's usually going to shoot you back down to a lower state of being, to a place that you don't enjoy being at. You have to keep marching on, keep moving forward, keep ascending to a higher place of life, having more self-mastery, having more self-awareness. I almost said self-control. It ain't about the self-control. A lot of y'all try and do the self-control, and it ain't that. That's not going to do it. I promise you, with all my heart, with all my mind, with all my strength, you will not be able to control yourself. As hard as you try to control yourself, you're not going to be able to do it. And the reason for that is because your negative emotions subconsciously are programmed into you that when a button gets pushed or the trigger gets pulled, right, you lose it. And this is a survival mechanism. And in order to reprogram that, you got to go and do the self-discovery work. You have to do the self-discovery. You got to get to the root of the things that have caused you the most pain, and especially because this is through childhood trauma. And if you're looking for someone to really help guide you through this process, reach out to me, greg@resultskillexcuses.com. It would be the greatest honor for me to be able to work with you, to help you truly reprogram any limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, to truly be able to set yourself free by really going through the forgiveness ritual that's necessary at a spiritual level for you to truly start to move forward in life. And from that point forward, yes, that's being in the present, saying, you know what, you can't change the past. We need to accept it. And there's consequences that are very painful. But the loss is very painful. That's something that I've been doing lately, is just letting go of the loss. Letting go of the loss. So that I can fully be present in the now, and I can allow myself permission to move forward with more confidence, more clarity, more determination, knowing that if I don't give up, if you don't give up, then guess what? Better and better experiences will start to show up in your life. That as you align yourself with a better version of you, you're going to have incredible new experiences start to show up in your life. And that takes some faith, because, especially if your self-confidence is so down and you're so hard on yourself, you got to stop that. Quit being your worst enemy. You really need to be your best friend. You need to learn how to be your best friend. You need to champion yourself. You need to celebrate yourself. You need to celebrate life. And by doing that, man, it's like you really start to take care of yourself. And that self-care is second to none. right? You really look in the mirror, you take that hard look in the mirror, you know how you're taking care of yourself, and you also know how you're abusing yourself, how you're causing yourself harm, how the things you're doing, the things you're thinking are really a reflection of just how you feel about yourself. And it's time for you to set that free. It's time for you to let go of that. It's not doing you any favors. It's not helping you in any way, shape, or form. And if you want to start doing the self-discovery work, type in Results Kill Excuses into your app store. Download the app, start doing. Right in there is literally 5 weeks of incredible, transformational self-discovery work. But no one's going to do the work for you. I'm willing to walk it out with you, but I can't do the work for you. But you don't have to do it alone. And you have to know that you're worthy to really allow yourself permission to heal, to grow, and to fully step into the best version of yourself, which is able to redeem all that you think you've lost. It can all come back. Everything that's meant for you will come back multiplied. But you got to start to put in the work. You got to want to put in the work. You got to want to be something greater than what you've been. And most of us, what we've been is our emotions. We've been our thoughts. We've been our feelings. Think about it. Those basic things, your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, those basic things is literally what you're amounting to in life. And if what you have to show for your life right now isn't really worth showing off, then all it takes for you to do is to elevate your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. That's the secret to it all. Elevate your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions from a negative state of being to a positive state of being. Even if, hear me out, even if you don't have the 3D, the physical manifestation of those results, you still need to start channeling and living in that higher state of being. And if you can do that with intention every single day, I guarantee you, your life will start to shift in ways that you never believed possible. And I can empathize with just knowing that I still do fantasize and play out, wishing, wanting, but I'm not sitting around waiting. I keep doing. That's why we're out here right now in nature. First camping trip of 25. It's a cold night, but it's worth it, man. It's worth it. Look at these views. Look at these views, man. There's nothing like Colorado. It's got my heart, man. Look at that river. Look how clear that thing is. Got the peaks in the background. Feels good out here. Get yourself out in nature. Spend some time out in nature. I've done most of my healing out in nature. I can guarantee you that. There's something about it that just shifts everything about you, right? When we're not just stuck inside, especially if, again, as I said, you hit the wall, right? You're feeling like all you got is the four walls staring at you. You're depressed. Usually, if you're stuck at home, it's because you're depressed. And if you're depressed, one of the things you could do to really start changing. This is mostly for men, because men struggle with this a lot more. Is one thing that I truly believe in, that a lot of men that are feeling depressed need to do, is you need to pull back on your masturbation. Yes, I said that. You need to reduce your masturbation, right? That semen retention, that really building up that life force energy. The more that you're just eating your feelings and thinking all these negative feelings, looking to feel better by eating, and usually it's unhealthy, it's junk food, whether you're drinking, you add drinking and smoking to the mix, and then you're somebody that's jerking off a lot, man, you're wasting all this energy when you need to be cultivating that fire inside of you. Cultivate that fire, and the way to do that is to retain. I guarantee you try this, right? try and go 1 week, right? Unless you're in a relationship and your partner needs that intimacy. But I'm talking to dudes that are out there alone, sad, miserable. Try and go 1 week. Check how you're feeling at the start, and then check how you're feeling at the end. 1 week. Try and give yourself 1 week without having a release. We'll call it a release. I guarantee you'll feel much better. You'll have a lot more focus, you'll have a lot more clarity, and you'll have a lot more life force energy to really start channeling that sexual energy. It's sexual energy. It's a very powerful thing. We think that release is what we need, but it's like, even when you're in the act of intercourse, you're so excited, and then you have that release, and then everybody just kind of, it's almost like killing an electrical circuit. That's why you kind of like, whoa, and then you're just done. You're done, right? You go from all this intensity to done. When if you can retain, and it shouldn't be punishment, it really needs, this is a spiritual practice too, which is everything I'm talking about. We're talking about spiritual things here. And this is, I think, one of the key pieces that's missing, especially from the manosphere, right? We talk about getting the bag, we talk about getting the body, we talk about getting the relationship, and it's like, where's the spiritual aspects of that? Where's the spiritual practices? So that when we lose the bag, when we lose the relationship, when something happens to the body, who are we then? Most men are in disarray. Take me up on that 7-day challenge and comment down below, come back, right? Save this video and come back and let everyone know how that changed your life, how that shifted you. And it's not to say go forever without it, but it's just saying that if you're so habitually caught in that, you know that it gets to a point, man, where it's just not feeling good. It's not giving you what you truly need. And yet, if you were to retain that, you're going to be more focused on life. You're going to want it's called transmuting that sexual energy into the vitality and the vigor for life. Starting that new business, getting into the gym, right? Asking that girl that you're afraid to asking her out. Even if you get rejection, asking the next one and the next one, right? Advancing your cause. That sexual energy can be transmuted to be an unstoppable energy for you to truly start accomplishing many of your goals and dreams. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here. I'm going to keep speaking the truth. I'm going to keep getting on here and hopefully inspiring change in you, being honest and transparent, and most importantly, being authentic, right? We're going to keep talking the real talk here with results kill excuses. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.